title. It grabbed me. Sandwich theft Karen. That's all it says. So, on a day I was off work, I was craving a sandwich at lunchtime on a hot day. I travelled to the nearest Subway and got in line. As it was noontime, there were quite a few people in line, and as many places, they seemed understaffed. I get this, everyone is nothing the store can do, but what they can. The young teenage girl was the only one to make sandwiches, while a manager was ringing up the orders when not helping with condiments. So while waiting in line at Subway with like 6 others, I was behind a group of 3 old ladies, the Karens of this store. While not the spitting image of most Karens, you could tell from how they talked with each other they were the kind of women with resting bitch faces.
I have a resting bitch face.
No.
I do.
No.
I do.
I don't see it. That was a scowl.
I know.
After 15 minutes of making each of these ladies' sandwiches, it finally came time to pay.
15 minutes? Jeez.
Down to the register they went as my meatball sub was quickly made and passed down. I am plain bread, meat and sauce, a little ranch. So I waited behind them. The manager rang up the old bats. When the total came out to around $30-ish, they went off again. I'm not saying that they started to squeal. We waited forever to be served, and then you two couldn't even make a sandwich. We want it free, they whined.
Oh.
I was fed up with it, and after it continued for a few minutes, I stepped up and said I'd take the sandwiches and add them to mine. The old crows grinned and thought they had won. I paid for the 4 sandwiches now and added my drink and chips. They allowed him to... Shocking.
Yeah, they thought he was paying for their lunch. That's why they allowed him to.
After my card was approved and I was handed my receipt, I picked up my newly 4 bought sandwiches and got my drink. As I started paying, the old ladies went to sit at a table. After getting my drink, I headed to the door to leave with my food in hand. Excuse me, you have our food still. Are you not going to bring it to us?
Oh my God, no.
Receipt in hand, holding it up. No, I paid my money for my food and will take them back to work. As I headed to the door, this got the old bitches to get up and chase me out the door, which I didn't mind. The staff had enough of them, and I can take some abuse from crazies. You need to give us our food, or we will call the cops and
it's not
have
your food.
You arrested.
You didn't pay.
I knew this was dumb, but as I said, nothing better on a day off. Please be my guest. I assure you they won't be doing anything about this. One of them started to pull out a phone and call, while the others began telling me how I must love stealing from old ladies.
It's not stealing.
No, it isn't. And how they knew this person or that person and I would be in jail for a long time. You young man.
How dare you pay for sandwiches and take them?
Well, they called. I stood there not saying a word, which is hard to do, being a bit belittled. But I had the store crowd watching by this point. Soon enough, a few units pulled in, and as they got out, a look of confusion crossed their face. A few units, really. OFC, are you the guy they called about because you matched the description? Me. Yeah, I am what they call in on me. Officer, I presume OFC stands for. You stole their sandwiches and demanded money from them. Me. Well, look into it. Ask the clerk and manager who paid for the sandwiches and look at this receipt. One officer walked in, spoke with the store and watched the video, while the other listened to these women insinuate that I took the food from them. The shock was priceless once the other came out and confirmed I paid for them, and the store also wanted the 3 trespassed for a disturbance. I was released to leave, but decided to go back in and eat. The 3 were banned and left with an even more sour look, and the manager brought over a cookie telling me it was on her.
Awesome.
Oh dear.
That's so funny.
Somebody else has posted what sounds like another little anecdote as a comment. I was at Dairy Queen grabbing lunch one day. A gentleman ahead of me in line orders a fairly complex order with modifications and extras. I get to the till and place my quite simple order: chicken burger, fries and drink. I get my number and wait. They were absolutely swamped, but I had nowhere else to be, so it wasn't a big deal. Mr. Big Order from before me was getting impatient. They call out my number and I start to make my way to the counter, but Mr. Big Order barges his way to the counter, snatches my bag and storms out the door. The employee is standing there dumbfounded. She waves me up to the till. That gentleman just stormed off with your order. Here's his if you want it. It's an Angus burger with an upgrade to onion rings and a couple of wraps. It's yours if you want it, or we can remake your order. Thanks for the approximately $15 upgrade for my lunch that day, you impatient jackass.
Also, and I bet he complained that they'd given him the wrong food.
Yeah, probably.
He probably went back and was like,
dear.
meh.
I don't
That's
know.
brilliant.
Oh dear. Now they're just going on about good places to buy chicken.
Oh yeah.
Lovely. Yeah.
Thanks for the tip. Next time we're in America, we'll know where to go and get chicken.
Yeah. Yeah. So okay,
Oh,
Texas.
there's a funny one to finish off on.
Yeah.
Yeah. Silly old bats.
Silly old bats.
I can't believe they told the police that he'd stolen their sandwiches and demanded money from them.
Old ladies.
Oh, young man.
Young man. At my age. At your age. Young man.
The American viewers won't understand. It was a
Harry Enfield.
It was a comedy sketch show in the 90s
Yes.
called
Love
Harry
the
Enfield and
90s.
Chums.
Good old 90s.
Yeah, look it up on YouTube. I'm sure there's clips. It's hilarious.
Yes.
It's the two old grannies, wasn't it?
Well,
Young man.
Kevin and Perry Go Large is such a huge. That was on the Harry Enfield. That's part
that
of the
was
Harry
part
Enfield.
of Harry Enfield.
So
yeah,
it's Kathy Burke and Harry Enfield and
Yeah.
Paul Whitehouse, and they're just great.
So
Love
funny.
them.
I love the women. Know your limits.
Chumley Warner.
Yeah.
Whatever it was.
Yeah. Women, don't talk about politics.
Yeah, when the woman says something.
About economics.
Yeah, at the table, and all the men
Like,
just.
oh, look. She's
Look at
upset
her.
everyone.
Yeah, and this is how it should have gone. What do you think, dear? Oh, I have no idea what you're talking about, but I do love fluffy little bunny rabbits. And then they're all like pawning over.
Oh, what a dear thing you are.
What to do? Then there's the other one where there's a car and the woman's approaching the car. There is a woman approaching the vehicle, and then she goes to get in the dress. She is getting in the wrong side of the vehicle. 'Cause she's getting in the dress.
No. Women. Know your limits. Thank you very much for joining us today.
Have a fabulous Friday evening.
Yeah, well, we don't know when this video is going out.
Well, no, but
it's Friday night for us.
Friday night for us.
So have a lovely day, night,
morning,
afternoon,
wherever
you
evening, week.
Yes,
Have
whatever
a
you're doing.
great time.
See you soon.
Cheers.